All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to give everybody a moment here to go ahead and log in. Church Loan Secrets Fund More Church Loans with Ease by Rick Charles. So, what's preventing you from owning your church? All right. So, the question is, who is hosting this? All right. I got great news for you. It's being hosted by myself, Rick Charles. All right. This is me, Rick Charles. I'm a commercial mortgage professional, Marine Corps veteran, service in Operation Iraqi Freedom. I actually was in Iraq from 2003 when the war started and all that, and I was stationed in Arizona at the time. The photo is that of me while I was in Okinawa. This is in Japan, as a matter of fact. But I'm a Naval Achievement Medal recipient for my service in South Korea and whatnot. I assisted in the tsunami that hit in December of 2004 in Thailand, Indonesia, and Malaysia. I am a commercial mortgage broker. I'm a licensed mortgage broker in the state of Florida, and I am a church loan professional. So when it comes to church loans, I got plenty of secrets, and in this presentation, I am going to take a moment to share it with you. All right, so it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for taking a moment to attend. I think it's super important that we share and we continue to share. Okay? Thank you for joining me in learning the secret to owning your church with a super low interest rate. Now, the difference is when you own your church as a church, they don't want to give you a high interest rate to own your facility because banks really don't want to be responsible for locking you in and putting you in that kind of position to having to pay high interest rate, possibly foreclosing on your property. So as a church, a bank does not really want to foreclose on you. So that's a massive secret. And with anything in this webinar, take that secret with you. Do not lose that secret. A bank does not want to foreclose on the church. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my backstory before I get into everything. So here's my backstory. How did I get here? So I joined the Marine Corps straight out of high school. You can see me down in the bottom right there, lower, hanging out with a couple of guys. This is actually down in Kuwait. All right, so we were at Al Jaber Air Station in Kuwait and whatnot. So that's what that photo is. I served in Operation Iraqi Freedom. I served in the tsunami relief operation. Like I said, I am a Naval Achievement Medal recipient and a licensed mortgage professional. So I've been in the mortgage business since 2008, and with that being said, in 2008, as you guys may know and remember, the housing market actually crashed. So I stayed with it, you know what I mean? Learning, processing and learning. And then I finally went out of my way to actually get my license in 2014. So in 2014, I got my license, and I've been doing mortgage ever since. A lot of people want to know, how did I actually learn how to close church loans? So one of my first church loans I did, I actually did it wrong, but I did it. I closed it. And the thing is, I closed it, and from that point, it opened my eyes to a lot of things that people are not taking advantage of and should be taking advantage of when they are working with the church, when they are trying to get a religious facility a mortgage loan. So with that being said, what I did is I went out of the way and really spent time and learning and finding the secrets, and that's the reason why I want to take the time and do this presentation for you guys, because what I know now has allowed me to help so many churches become owners of their facility, get a low interest rate, and continue moving forward and owning their facility, serving the community, and doing more. When you're a church and you own a building and you're paying a high interest rate, you have to imagine the struggle that actually goes into it. So here's something I want to share with you. 3 things that stop people from owning their church, okay? So we have a small number of members, and I can't buy a facility, okay? We have never attempted to purchase a church. We own a facility, but we pay high interest rate, okay? So these things, stop you from owning a church. Now, the third one, obviously, you already own the building, but you're paying a high interest rate. Most of the time, you don't want to be paying that high interest rate, because that same high interest rate you're paying is the same money that you can be investing in your community, in your church, helping more people do. So I never recommend a church to be paying high interest rate. If a church is paying more than 4% on their more than 5% on their interest rate, then it's a problem. You know what I mean? A church should be paying 3-4% on their interest rate, and that way more can be saved and more can be done for the church with regards to that. So what can happen if we change these? There's a lot of different things that can happen. First off, you're going to have a lower interest rate. You're going to increase your ability to assist more people in your community. You're going to be able to, maybe you want to go out buy property. So the church is going to be able to do more. And when the church can do more in the community sits better. The community operates better. The people in the community begin appreciating the church. The people do more to bring more value to the church. And as more value comes to the church, more people attend the church, and more people in the community respect what the church is doing. So those are a couple of things that can happen if we can change these. And what I'm going to focus on in the webinar is those 3 things that I talked about. Okay? So, number 1, I have a small number of members in my church. All right? I have a small number of members in my church. So what's a small number of members? I have 50 members, okay? The objective when you're doing a church loan and you want to get that 3-4% interest rate, maybe it might go under 3 depending, but when you want to get that low interest rate, you have to have a minimum of 100 members, all right? So I have 50 members in my church. The thing that I tell churches is recruit, invite. Teach them, and make it happen now. Don't wait. Execute, act now. Okay? A lot of times we go into church and we don't have a plan to invite or recruit people, and a lot of times we try to put the entire onus on the pastor, the church leader, to be on his phone inviting everybody. The thing is, when you're a church, it's everybody. The church is a piece of everybody. So you have to really go out there and encourage everybody to bring somebody new with them, whether it's one time, whether they want to become a member. encourage somebody new to come to your church all the time, every weekend. The more people you encourage to come to the church, and then they start coming on their own, and then they make it become a part of their schedule, and they give that time to the church, the quicker you'll build membership. So the thing is partner. My membership is low, okay? Like I said, it's about working with the church leadership, the pastor, and ensuring that everybody is inviting, not just the pastor. If the pastor is inviting, you're always going to have 50, 20, 30 members attending the church, and you're never going to reach that minimum of 100 members, and you're never going to be able to actually go out of the way and get your church loan. Okay? So in order to build members, like I said, you must have a system. All right? So when you have a system, the system is always working for you. Your current members inside the facility, it's not just the pastor recruiting. Everybody is recruiting. Everybody is inviting. Everybody wants you to come to their church. Every weekend is something new. Every weekend there's something the church is doing. It's for everybody. The kids, the adults, the parents, the sisters, the mothers, the brothers. Everybody has to be being invited. Every opportunity you get to invite somebody to your church. Invite somebody to come and get the word. Invite somebody to come and eat with the church. Invite somebody to join a membership. Do some stuff with the church. But the more you invite, the more opportunities you have to create new members. And the more members, and remember, when it comes to purchasing a church facility, 100 is the bottom number. Not 99, not 95, not 50, and definitely not 30, and not 10. All right? So, if you have 50 members, and each person recruits a new member, that makes 100 members. That makes 100 people in the church. So this reminds me of my boot camp days. When I was in boot camp, they had this thing called the Battle Buddy. And with the Battle Buddy, the whole purpose of the Battle Buddy was to ensure that you had somebody that you always were with. Okay? So with that being said, churches should have a Battle Buddy-esque system. And everybody should have that person that they always are with. Okay? And what happens is that Battle Buddy is going to, those teams are going to recruit somebody else. Every 2 members is responsible for recruiting somebody else. So if you have 50 members, that's a team of 25 with 2 people. Okay? And they're responsible for bringing that third person. That'll make 75. All right? And then that 75, you do the same thing. You break it into 2 people. They're responsible for bringing that third person. Then that 75 goes to become your 100. So the objective here is to have 100 members. If you already have 100 members, but you don't have a church, then your paperwork is incorrect, or you haven't been provided the right footsteps to get a church. If that's the case, we'll be able to talk. We'll be able. I have my contact information and everything here, so we'll be able to help you right away to be able to get into a facility. All right. This also, like I said, this reminds me of my boot camp. I remember I was in the Marine Corps boot camp. So for you guys who don't know, I'm a Marine Corps veteran. So Marine Corps, they always wanted you to have a combat buddy or a battle buddy, however you want to call it. All right. So this is that person that you were with. You had his back, and they had your back, and he had your back. He or she, whoever it was. It was a matter of you guys working together. So the church you should have the same principle. A battle buddy, encouraging people to join your church facility. Encouraging people to join your church facility. I encourage you to make it worth it to become a member of the church. Have a goal, make it crazy, go after it. All right? Encourage people to become members. There's nothing wrong with having a bunch of members in your church. There's absolutely no fault, no error. Nothing goes against you. There's no problem with having plenty members in your church when it comes to that. So increase, recruit, invite. Always be doing that every weekend. Every weekend, make it an objective to invite and market your church. Okay? Remember I said 100 members that's your minimum goal. All right? When you get to 100, the banks will respect you, your church. What's going to happen is that 100 members is going to lead to 200 members, and so on and so forth. So your first goal as you're starting is to get to 100 members, and that's the hardest part in the whole church evolution. You've seen big churches, you've seen small churches, you've seen churches that rent locations, but the big churches have 100 plus members. They have a recruiting system at their church. The small churches, they don't know about the recruiting system. All they just do is put the recruiting all on the pastor, and the pastor is going to invite the 20 to 50 people that he may know may have on his phone. But it's about 100 members. So that's your minimum goal. If you don't have 100 members, I really recommend that if you have any questions, you can ask. But I really recommend you look at putting a recruiting system in place that's working for your church every weekend, all the time. Anytime your church is in service, it's all about recruiting. Anytime you're providing a service, it's all about recruiting. Anytime your church has a party or a membership, it's all about recruiting. Your goal is to get to 100 members. If you're 50, 60, 70, 80 members, the number is 100 members. Once you're at 100 members, banks will work with your church to get you funded. All right? So, 2, we have never tried to purchase a church. So, I've met with pastors that's been renting their church forever. They've never tried to purchase a building. Half the time, they didn't know they could purchase a building. And the problem is, what happens is a lot of those pastors have the wrong paperwork. Okay? When they have the wrong paperwork, or they don't have the correct paperwork in order to get the church purchased, then obviously you're never going to purchase. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a button down below where you can download exactly the needed items to be able to purchase a church. So it's going to be a list that you can download, you can take home. It's going to be a list. It's going to have my contact information, and you're going to be able to download it today at this webinar and look and see if you have all those items to be able to purchase your church. If you have all those items and you want to purchase a church, at the end of the webinar, I'm going to have a space for you to shoot a message, drop a comment, and the cool thing is I'm going to have a couple of things that's going to allow you to be able to do that. All right? So I own my church. Number 3, I own my church, but my interest rate is high. All right, so you own your church and you're paying high interest rates. Now, 2 things happen. 2 things. The reason this happens is 2 things. Number 1, the church bought the facility and they didn't have 100 members. That's number 1. So when you don't have 100 members, they're not going to give you that low interest rate. Okay? Because you're under 100 members, the bank doesn't feel confident that the church can handle any problems that comes this direction. Number 2, you have more than 100 members, and the person that did your loan did not know anything about the churches being able to qualify for a low interest rate. Okay? So those are the two things that can stop you and hurt you from owning your church at that low 3%, 4% interest rate. Okay? Instead, you have a church, but you're paying 10%, 11, 12%. Maybe it's a hard money loan interest rate, and it's killing you. And because you're spending so much money in interest, you don't actually ever really benefit the community, because the money that you're supposed to be putting towards the community, you're putting it towards your mortgage, and you can't really invest and grow your church the way you want, all right, and help the community the way you're supposed to, all right? All right, as I said, you own a church, but you don't have the right loan. Like I said, you own the facility, but you ended up with a mortgage broker or mortgage professional that just was unaware of the church loans. And I encounter them all the time. And when they call me and they're like, what? And they're like, oh, you don't need the credit? What? And they're telling me all these things, and they're like, holy smokes. All right, so, and then they send me the deal, and then I put them in a low interest church loan, and I tell them, listen, tell the church save their money. I don't need to charge them for pulling credit. All right, so I tell them all these things, and then they're like, holy smokes, I didn't even know we could do that. So it's about having the right loan. Okay. When you deal with me, I'm going to show you how to encounter the right loan for your church. Because when the church is paying a low interest rate, that means that money that was being taken from 10%, whereas now it's like 3%, is not bothering. Okay. The biggest problem most churches face is there is a massive limit of people who actually know the right way to do the transaction. Meaning, church loans are not commercial loans. Church loans are not residential loans. Okay? When a church is looking to buy a facility, as long as they meet certain guidelines, we make it important for them to know that it is super important that the minimum things that are needed and the minimum guidelines that are needed for them to be able to buy a church loan is actually met. Okay? You don't have enough members to qualify for a church loan. Once again, you can qualify for a church loan, but at 50 members, you have to have a recruiting system. A bank will not respect you if you have 50 members. They will not respect you if you have 80 members. 100 is the number that you have to reach in order to qualify. So what do I need a church loan? What do I need for a church loan? So like I said, down below, we're going to put a link for a download that you can actually download what's actually needed for a church loan. Okay? We're going to make it super easy for you, and you can download the needed items. You don't have to ask. You don't have to beg and all that good stuff. You can download the needed items for a church loan, and then from that point, you can actually get those items, send them in, and I'll help you get the church loan. So I'm not going to sit here and list out exactly what it is, but I am going to put a link below for you to be able to download. So go ahead and click the link. It'll be up there for a little bit. Click the link, and then you can download what the needed items. All right. You need a bunch of things, but I'm going to make this super easy for you. All right. So just click the link below and get the list of items. Now, if you're refinancing, I'm going to put a link for you and make it super easy for you to refinance your church. And if you're paying high interest rate, I'm gonna make it super low. If you need money to come out of your church, I'm gonna help you do that. To do something, maybe buy more facilities. Not too long ago, I just recently helped a church do a cash out refinance, and they were able to get a super low interest rate church loan. Now they have a bank that's there helping them all the way and walking them through everything that's supposed to happen for them. So, as I said, I'm going to share the link below. Make sure you click that link and you get that list of information for the needed items. And then when you get that list, I'm going to also make sure I have my email, my contact information. You can send it there. And then from there, once you have all those items, you can send out all those items. I'm going to leave my contact information towards the end of the slide. And from there, you can get everything. You can email it, and then we can get it ready to go. All right. So here's my offer for you guys, just for attending this webinar today. Just for attending this webinar today. So here's my offer. So first off, I want to tell you congratulations, because you sat and made it through the webinar this far. All right. So congratulations. All right. And I want to thank you, first of all, for making it this far. So here's my truest thank you for making it this far. All right? And here's what I'm going to offer you. If you're a broker or a realtor and you have a church leader that needs help, if you provide me the deal, I will pay you a point on any deal you send over. All right? So that's the first one. If you're a church and you need professional help to close your purchase, normally my team will charge 5 points, but if you sign up today, I'll only charge you a fee of 3 points. Not only that, I'll waive my commitment fee that you're normally required to pay up front. I will get that waived for you. Okay? So instead of 5 points, you're going to pay 3 points. Okay? So this is something I always recommend churches to take advantage of. Okay? Rick, what about the realtors? All right. I didn't forget you guys. All right? So realtors want to get paid. Also, I want to offer a point on any deal you present to me, but the best part is you get to keep all your commission for selling the property. Okay? So what am I getting? All right, so number one, I'm going to teach you how to close church loans. I'm going to provide you a team of people that will help you from point A to Z in the process. I'm going to open a new avenue of income for you to make more money and help more people. Now, number four, since churches are in the business of helping people through sharing their message, I'm going to show you how you can become an asset for their members. And also, last but not least, I'm going to have you share your experience working with the church. All right? So, what am I going to do is share the link where you can sign up today. It's going to be down below. So, just take a moment, click below. The link's going to be there. You can sign up today. And when you sign up, either myself or somebody from my team will reach out to you and help you out in the process. So it's a simple form. I'm not going to ask you for a bunch of information. Just name, email, telephone number, and then if you're a realtor, if you're a mortgage broker, if you're a church, then I can go ahead and give you a call. So understand the link won't be here forever. So here's your opportunity to execute. All right? Take action now so you won't be sitting on the sidelines wishing you did. something then. Thank you. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the 5 most important things up for you. And I'm going to leave this here. But thank you for taking the time to attend. And if you have any questions, please feel free to message me, email me, and I hope to see you on the other side. Thank you.